Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Plight of Princes, where we last left off. So for starters, we've taken a little bit of a break due to IRL things, including me getting made permanent at a job. We had to take time off to make sure everyone was okay IRL because some people weren't well as well. So now we're back. There has been a mini session in the intermedium in which I hope you didn't ship people because if you did, they may or may not have been thanked. Anyway, so I understand that there are members of the party that want to either do shopping or do talking to other characters, but before we get to that, we will just check in on what was happening week previous. So, in the last session, I believe this was after having dealt with the monster at the bottom of the sea, which was then shot back up to the astral sea because it's part of the Get the Yankee Armada sent to threaten the party into giving something back, which they wouldn't, so they had to go deal with it. After that, they returned to town to find the NPC, lycanthrope monster hunter, who is simultaneously a monster, um, Gregor, and three acolytes with him. When the party admitted to the fact that somebody was quite like Gregor, his entire tone had changed and shifted, and immediately resigned from serving Sildar Hallwinter, the King of Neverwinter, to, as he said, end him once and for all. He then left after this was shortly happened. Also, having left the room earlier was the Queen of Neverwinter, who went to go and speak to someone while carrying a small portion of a branch with a little bit of leafage to the end of it. In addition, from all of that, the party has had a few people amongst them talking to the king, promises of some of the stuff they found at the bottom of the sea to be given. Other characters drew cards from a deck of many things, or may not own castles and have fabulous wealth and be able to rewrite single incidents in the entire Rob Favorman's history. Who knows? But aside from all that, and with Posey and Loyalty having a little conversation atop a roof, and Wittick being told he needs to go and speak first thing he can tomorrow to a certain ancient entity, but the only way to do that is to more or less use phone a friend with the aid of a cleric of Odin in town. Have a little faith. After that, Kirok.
Incorrect.
Damn it, I did it. I was like, why are they shaking my head? This is the thing.
Failed step one. Failed step one.
I'll just kill your characters off. That way I'll not make a mistake. That's not a bird.
Currently you're 0 for 2, so... Your empty threats don't scare me.
Kika.
Hello.
I don't want to do your session now. Fuck you.
Fine, I'll play Final Fantasy.
No, get back here. You having had a sincerely heavy conversation with Sildar, in which he tried to offer you opportunities and ways to be away from everything that's happening, to be out of the situation. You went back to a room, to a place that had probably been set up in your time having gone out to the Bay of Neverwinter to rest for the evening, Kaerk escorting you back. You're more or less alone, aside from him, walking the halls as you make your way up a flight of stairs to a room that has been prepared for you.
Kayak?
Yeah.
What did Legacy want before?
She wanted me to break a promise I made to Mom.
What do you mean by that?
The thing I'm always careful about. The thing that's nearly slipped once.
She wanted.
that.
She wanted you to do that.
She wanted. She thought I might be very good underwater and help her with it and be able to dive and do a lot of things that she wouldn't need. I don't think she knew that the ship, the whale, could have people have a bubble on the back of it or something, but she just wanted to try and like send me down there to see if I could do something.
But you're still hurt.
I am. I'm better. I'm getting better. I'm able to do little bits of flight, but not much. But I promise Mom I wouldn't do it.
Oh.
You're the only reason I would ever do it.
Thanks. That means a lot. Do you think... Do you think it's unfair that we... the others and us... Do you think they should know, or...
If you feel like you can trust them, I'll go with you when you're going to Fandolin, and we'll stop off at a point and I'll show them somewhere quiet. But I'll only do it if you think you can trust them. You've been with them a little bit more than I have.
They're really
That's weird.
nice. They're really nice.
They're a weird bunch, but they're good. Just like us.
I just feel like... I guess I just feel a little bad.
If it'll make you feel better.
I mean, you shouldn't. It should be up to you, not me. But I mean, you're the one who's hurt, so it's not like we can do anything because you're too hurt.
It's difficult, but I'm not helpless. I'm definitely not helpless.
No, but you need to be careful in case you do like a lasting injury to yourself.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I did have Auntie Faith helped a little bit when I got back there while you were gone.
Right.
I went to visit her because I had to just step away from Legacy for a bit. I just had to step away.
Okay.
It's not right trying to make me do things like that.
No, it's not. Have you, since you've been injured, like, does it hurt?
I've never felt like I was safe to do it.
Right.
Never felt like I was safe. Because if I was alone and someone saw me, I'm worth money. The most grotesque way to say it.
Don't say that.
I mean, right now I'm a bird of sparkling gold. I'm already a bait target.
Well, if we're being honest with ourselves, you and me, Mom and Dad's kids. Yeah. That's why we always had babysitters everywhere we went.
Yeah. Because if we didn't have babysitters, we'd probably be... It'd be interesting. It'd be different. But we've always had people, but we're grown up now. We can take care of ourselves and each other. What's unfortunate is right now we have to.
I don't know. I'll think about it, maybe. Do you think they'd be upset?
There's probably going to be some very surprised faces on them. But, I mean, look at our family.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
I'm probably going to be one of the least weird things they're going to see. At least it makes sense why I'm like this.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it senses as much sense as it makes for our family.
Of course this would happen to us. Let's be real. Of course it would. It only makes sense that eventually it would have happened. I feel like you would feel a lot better if I did it. But I've also spent time with them. And honestly, Wittick doesn't even know. He deserves to know at the very least.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to drag him off to a corner and go, hey, look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I may as well show them all.
Well, you know, Mum just wanted it secret because, you know, people freak out.
Yeah, but we currently are sitting in a Neverwinter that has a crater in the middle of it, so it's one of those things of if you find out one thing's happening, you may as well be told something else because, like, well, your day was already kind of occurring, so you may as well know about something else.
Yeah, that's why I've been thinking about it.
Okay. If we make our way to Fantolin tomorrow, we'll take a break, and I'll show them.
Okay. If you're sure.
Yeah, I'll show them.
Okay. I mean, should I, like... How do we... You know, the
well, we could just pull the band-aid and just go back.
No, no, I don't know. You know, do you like preface it? You know, what welcome up to it, or you know, it's or is it surprise?
Band-aid.
You know, do you like to want to go
I
off?
can make them think it's an illusion.
I mean, I can do that. I can do that. You know, do you like go off and get ready?
I can go off.
And then like I lead them in. I lead them in and be like, don't freak out, or do you walk in and say don't freak out? I mean, whatever happens, we gotta say don't freak out, please.
Oh, okay, we have to say don't freak out, but now I really want, okay, so we have to find like a little bit of like, by the side of the wood, right? We have to do is we have to drop the well down. I'll go in early, and you like just get everyone around and like find a little clearing, and I'll just wait. And you'll just say don't freak out. Use a buzzword and I'll just go bah!
No, don't.
It would be hilarious.
No.
The faces on some of them would be so good.
No. I don't want to be scaring people right now, especially with everything. You don't want people to start shooting.
Yeah, she does have the same crossbow bolt that he has.
Yeah, no jumping. Okay, no. Maybe gradual work up to it.
I mean, I did get banished by Varys when I did it, so really, no, shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it. He just went, and I just went, and after I think,
yeah, but he did that every time you were naughty when growing up, so that's not. Anytime that you were screaming too loud, he was like, okay, it's time to just go in the naughty chamber.
And they put you to sleep. They used the sleep spell on you, and now it doesn't even work anymore. We've got a lot of magic uses since we were kids, didn't we? I mean, we sparkle, so.
We went on holiday in the Feywild.
Summertime. Might be able to get everyone back for the summer. Who knows?
That'd be nice.
We take everyone. We take everyone to Feywild. But we take them to Auntie's side of the Feywild.
Oh,
where Auntie will keep...
Yeah.
No, because well, you can go to like some of the places, but we just go specifically to Auntie. Primarily because then Auntie's folks can just be there like watching you make a move, you pig bitch.
Don't joke about things like that, especially because Lo might be around. I don't want to upset him either. He's had a rough time.
Yeah. Oh, he's not going to be happy with me. You've been saying everything to him about like true selves, and I'm going to be
That's another reason I brought it up. It doesn't feel right.
Okay, so we're not going to be hypocrites no more. We're not going to be hypocrites no more.
It's not.
Okay.
I know that you made a promise to Mum, but it just doesn't feel right.
We can pitch it as, because I know you want to like figure out a way to pitch it. Because we've been trying to make everyone feel comfortable about how they look with like low. I'll show them what I'm really like, and that will help everyone. That might make everyone feel a little better.
That was my thought.
We'll do it.
Okay.
I am now all for it. I gotta help my bard brother.
Okay. But first we gotta go to bed, because it's kind of late.
Yes, and you're exhausted and smell of seaweed. And he just like moves to the back of your head and just like takes another bit out.
Yeah.
He just lets it on the ground.
I'm naturally buoyant.
I am not. I sink like a rock. I am not designed to handle the water.
Let's go to bed.
I'm on.
Okay. We carry on up the stairs.
Yeah. As you're walking, he like has a moment of just like looking away, just tapping his feet. You know, everything Sildar saying, he's only doing it because he doesn't want you to have to go through with stuff, yeah? It's your choice, and I'm with you 100% of the way. If I can be. We'll see what happens. But it's your choice.
Everyone keeps saying that. It's really not.
Why do you not think it's your choice?
It's not a choice. The choice is I sit and do nothing or I help. That's not a choice. I'm not going to do nothing.
He just like grabs you and hugs you. Oh, the woes of being a good person. Yeah, and he just like moves himself down a little bit and lifts you, and he's just like carrying you with the hug.
No, you are injured. No.
You literally weigh as much as like 2 grapes. He carries you back. You both find yourselves to sleep. The next morning, comes.
I would like to go see Fate.
It's like, I'm holding the fucking door. Let me out.
Let me in. Let me in.
The sun starts to rise, the door for the inn. Somebody was...
Do it.
Whoa, why am I a host now?
I'm drunk in the inn. I was out there last night.
I'm sorry, Stacey caught me there. Why am I a horse now?
That's just turned into a kazoo.
No.
Nah, I can win.
Alright. Wait it, go talk to Faith. Fix my couch sheet.
What happened to your character sheet?
Got a long rest. I used all my shit trying not to get killed by the queen.
Wait, look. You were at dawnbreak. And in that moment, the sun is rising. And it still rises. But it's weird. You're looking at it. For a moment it just hovers, as if it's not going to rise any further. Like it's stuck. And you begin hearing,
world.
hearing a gallop. You look around, there's no horses to the ground. As the 2 was rolled at the start of the day on the divine intervention check, you hear in the sky horses with riders, with a single hooded figure riding to the front of them, towards the center, as if it's riding over where the crater was, and you rush that direction. And there you see, alone, with portions of food, bits of things left around her, either as offerings so that she may stay and keep trying, or otherwise, you see Faith, who has been performing divine intervention every day for the last few weeks, and has now rolled below her DC.
Oh fuck.
She's just mumbling. Bring one of them home. Bring one of them home. And with, as if from a spear, hurled from the person at the front, you can see a single eye peering out from beneath a hood, striking down into the ground. And you see there's a figure left where the bolt had struck. A young tiefling with pink and red skin. And all of the ghost riders fade. See her in the distance, rushing towards, trying to reach over, and immediately you can just see her hands beginning to glow with radiance, just pouring in. Prosperity, prosperity, please, prosperity, please. One of the princes has been pulled away by the wild hunt. What do you do?
Rush over and also start helping with healing.
What do you do? Make a medicine check? Do you lay on hands? Do you use a spell? How do you assist in this? She can now not perform divine intervention for 7 days. What do you do, Weddick?
Probably gonna perform a medicine check.
Okay, make a medicine check, please. "20, very nice, very nice. You rush over to help. You yourself, breathing as a thing, pulses as a thing, they're not something you're familiar with in yourself. But you move a finger to it and you can feel against like the living wood of your like corner of your thumb pressing against it. You can feel the pulse. And you like lower your head down and you can feel the breath rising. You can see the chest rising as you look down the angle. He's breathing and he has a steady pulse, but he is unconscious. And he looks about a decade older.
Okay.
Vidic, what are you doing here? Go get my mother. Go get my father. Go. Please.
Okay.
Go get them.
I'll grab a one garm. Rush back to the castle.
You rush back. Everyone who is resting in the castle, which I believe is Garrick and Kika, I'm not sure if Runara is there, and Loyalty. You hear the sound of heavy metal slamming against the sounds you've heard before of Garm rushing through, and Wittick on the back, huffing him and hurrying him on. Eventually, Sildar, asleep on the throne where you last saw him, is jolting awake, and there are 4 guards that are already around the bottom of the throne, swords facing outward, with these great swords that go out and then curve up like a hook at the end, just like all pointed out as you rush forward.
Real quick, would I have known that that was the Wild Hunt?
Make a religion check.
Cool. That's a fact.
Nope.
That was a lot of men in the sky on horses.
Cool. Also, I
What
wouldn't have
divine
brought
thing
Garm
would a
into the throne room
cleric-
again. I would have just
You would
like
have dismounted
gotten
and
off
run
at
in.
the front gate.
You'd have
like,
done the Aragon, swing the doors open.
just hey.
What's going on? What's happened? What's happening?
Some white hooded creatures threw a spear or bolt or something, and Prosperity's back.
What?
Yeah, let's go.
Legacy! He just screams out, and from another room, you could just... The door does not open. It goes off the hinges. As she is flying straight out. Where? Where is he?
By the crater. With Faith.
She grabs Sildar, and whoop, straight out. Kika, you are waking up. Loyalty, you are waking up. The lightning bolt was loud enough with the spear striking the ground that any motherfucker who's probably within a mile is awake right now.
Then, yeah, we're probably gonna hurry off.
I just imagine now, like, Wittig's like looking at the guards after Legacy just kind of took Sodar, just like,
We're
I done.
used to it.
I'm just gonna go now.
Hi, Weddick. Hi, Weddick. Hi, Weddick.
See you guys. Have a good one. Walk back
Great
down the
Sword Club.
stairs.
You're all the Great Sword Club.
Have a good shift. See you later.
You guys have a good one.
Fucking great sword mains.
Having probably heard this, I'd probably come out the library to investigate. Imagine
Yeah,
we're all
you
heading
have
towards
heard
it.
a distant kaboom. What was
Yeah.
the kaboom?
Yeah,
It was a
shadow
great stuttering kaboom.
We'll come down and
Yes, what I
What's happening? Is
like-
there another one? I don't know.
we all
Is there
sort of
another one?
converge in the
Is there another
corridors.
one?
You
What's
converge in
the
the corridors. Kika with Loyalty and Kaark, you're the first ones to converge.
Is there another one? Is there another one?
What's going
what do we do?
on?
What do
I
we
heard
do?
a
What do we
noise.
do? Is there another one? I don't know. What the hell's happening?
Fucking day.
God damn it, Kay!
I've been working on one thing during that whole RP, guys, and it's the worst one. Got no pictures for as many people as I wanted. It was real bad.
Bring one of them. Not you.
Not
Oh.
you.
Finally, I'm done. I'm out.
I think Kay can come out for the rest of the session.
Kay, you're good, buddy.
Doing Lord's work.
That's just like just a walk off.
Kay,
Walk off,
Kay.
bud. You're good.
Kay, you have a D8 inspiration dice.
Nice. Appreciate it. I'll use that to kill the moon.
As everyone converges in the corridor, I'll go, alright, calm down. Everything's fine.
Like a hall monitor rushing over.
Yeah. No running in the hallways.
Wait,
No run.
what's going on? There was a really loud
Everyone
noise.
remember what we did last time, right? Right. You did the sword thing and hit the.
I flutter up and put a hand over Lo's mouth.
Faith performed, I believe. Well, I'm not entirely sure what she was performing. Some sort of ritual. And summoned some robed, hooded figures on white horses. Came through, threw a spear down to the ground, made a lightning, thunderous bloom, and Prosperity is back.
The hand turns into
So-
like a hug that's just like enveloping Loyalty's entire head. Why?
So,
Watch
you
the
guys would
pointy
like-
bits. Watch the pointy bits. Oh,
we can go downstairs and go towards the
Sorry.
crater.
It's fine. It's-
We should go now. We should go right now.
You guys rush down.
You did real good.
Runara and Posey, you probably get there before them because you guys were more
Yeah,
outside.
I'm on a nearby. I've moved roofs.
You've been hopping roofs.
I'm sat on the very edge of a nearby roof, just watching, and I'm trying to work something out.
Yes, that is fair. Which one?
Which?
Um,
Yeah, it's exactly.
King, I
It's got the
will
little
say
chart
you're
up.
King, I will say you're the furthest away. You'll probably take the longest to get there.
I've probably cast Mage Armor in case it's an attack, so...
Mage Armor, I don't want to be blown up. It doesn't say before.
Fuck not this shit again.
It's only 6 a.m. Which it is, by the way. It's only just now 6 a.m.
Oh god.
Fine, I don't
So-
sleep.
You fuckers who are up late have not had a proper long rest yet.
I need no concepts. But I do rest.
Fuck you.
Why does I feel like it was an evil genius's code? I'm not sure. Anyway, you guys rush down. People who are in the castle squad, you rush down. And it's not the full castle crew. You rush down. Black Kit is really in this entire time.
No, that was just a mutual double take there of all the people.
The cruise file flight and saying what else carried.
Dun! Easy way to convey what happened. Dun dun dun! He sits there now for the rest of the session.
Hi, DM.
Anyway, castle crew, you're all rushing down. It's an easy way to describe it compared to the fact I've got tavern boys and then I've got library bitch. Anyway. No, Carlos, I'm talking about King, not you.
See, that is not a helpful definition.
Yep.
Carry on.
I read that as I got the tavern boys and then I got the library bitch and then all I lip read with you, Kurt, was and then there's me.
So, moving down, moving along, you guys rush. You can see that Sildar is already there with Legacy down by where Faith and now Prosperity are. And Legacy has them both in a hug. She's going between kissing both of them on the face to stopping in that moment. Sildar's just like more... He's barely awake right now, but the adrenaline rush is kind of taxing a bit. So he's like just holding them from the other side. I did it. I did it. I did it. I got someone. I got someone. I got someone back. They're all just looking towards Prosperity as you guys make your way down. What do you guys do?
Dither.
I feel like I've been dragged down by Kika.
Yeah, Giga's like maximum floofage, flapping, feathers everywhere. She doesn't know whether to run in or stay back, and it's just sort of...
You can see that Faith is visibly crying. Yes, Carlos.
Okay, I'm gonna go invisible.
Foop.
And I'm gonna keep an eye around to see if anyone unscrupulous is watching this, considering they're in a vulnerable position right now.
Make a perception check.
But are they
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
middle of-
hold the crossbow,
They are
but I'm
They're not in
itching.
the middle of the crater. They are.
They're like on the edge, but it's still
It's
exposed.
still like right next to it, and there's
I'm-
basically no buildings for like 40 foot around them. And then
I'm
it's
gonna
like-
be like
That's
30,
appropriate.
40 foot back at the nearest building, just wait.
like you're looking over and watching, like, and you're seeing your friends are now making like kind of like a convergence about 20 foot away from them.
Just using the slash lean on the nearest building.
I'm at the top of the building, invisible, and Renaris at
You're
the
doing
bottom.
the
I don't notice it there.
You're doing it against like the side of the building that's not there.
Am I the only one who's doing that kind of adorable thing that Posey's leaning one way but invisible and Runara's leaning the other way, so they're Runara's unintentionally touching her shoulder?
She's on the top of the roof and the bottom of the building, so unfortunately not. But they're basically doing the different pose, like they're doing a different angle, but one's at the top of it, one's at the bottom. So it's kind of
I can dream.
dreams. So, as it is Prosperity, he's still not conscious properly, and Legacy is just looking him over. What did they do to you? What did they do to you? What did they do to you? His skin is still bright red, as it's always been. His clothes are now entirely changed to a very distinct Githyanki garb. He has a collar on his neck that is made of some sort of silver-styled colored metal and has been plated in gold at portions. And on his right hand is kind of like a hand, like it's only the way I can describe it. It's like a casing around his hand that goes up and wraps around his index finger on his right hand. Like it's like an individual ring that's then tied down. The only way I can describe it is like it's like a compression glove, but if a compression glove was like just a skeleton frame of it, with just around one of the fingers, everything else ends at the knuckle.
I was thinking like an archery glove, but like a
Quite, not quite. It only goes from like the wrist up.
Right.
You have to take him inside. I have to get him somewhere safe. He's not safe here. She just begins like bundling him up against her chest, almost like looking around as if she's herself trying to spot if anything would so much as look at her son wrong in this moment.
Do I need to make a stealth check?
Might help. We're on business on the rooftop.
I have advantage.
Would I be able to maybe
that's bad.
gather?
It's better than what you rolled.
Would I be able to gather the, for lack of a better term, and this is the exact term that Lo would use, the general vibe that's going on? Because I've got a very panicked bird next to me. Panicked, excited. You're muted.
I was touching F8, not F7. The vibe is one of relief that he's back, but in her it's almost turned to a moment of nobody touch him. And she's just like pulled him close. He looks about 20, like in his very late 20s at this point.
Bluebird, listen to me. Deep breaths now, okay? I don't think he's quite ready for you to go say hi yet. Maybe check with Man and Sir a little bit later. Maybe. I think he's in shock. Okay.
Okay.
Breathe. Because the static coming off you is like that goddamn dog right now.
I'm sorry. I get it from Mom. I'm sorry.
I know. Breathing is good. Breathing keeps you alive.
I just put a hand on her head, just basically to take the static from her.
Sorry, her head almost for a moment, but all the static.
Earth.
It hurts to him. If you put someone, you probably
And
call
basically just do like a little like, it's okay.
little
It's
bird
okay.
scratches.
There we go.
You can see Legacy, like straightens up her back, takes her middle finger, doing a circle around Fate's head, and then pressing a nail against it. You can just see like a red glow between the two. And in that moment, Faith reaches down and casts a spell on Prosperity, and has advantage next to Mom. That was cocked. Plus 18. She reaches down and just like puts her hand towards his chest, and there's a jolt of. begins speaking in a language you don't recognize. And there's a moment as his eyes are not even open yet, adjusting, and he's just looking around. Dad? It's just like he tries to reach up, but he is fucking exhausted. And they just all basically just wrap around him and hold him. And he's like, his head's like almost like leaned up and over on top of Legacy's shoulder in that moment as he's just there. It was over. It's over. It's over. And he just like kind of grabs onto them, like clinging his hands in where he can. And he's just mumbling, "It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over." Is that just a terrible nightmare? You don't know what happened to you. You don't know. I need to talk to you. It feels like I've been there for a decade. That couldn't be. You were only gone for a month or more. Not even. That couldn't have been the case. They made us do things. I didn't want to. Whether it was that or watch people die, and none of us would let anyone get hurt. So, we were loyal. He looks to his hand and sees the brace, the frame, and just begins panicking. No, get it off, get it off, get it off, and he just begins clamping at his neck, at where the brace is, the bracket is around his neck. And he just begins panicking, trying to claw. You can see his fingers are actually digging into his neck as he's trying to like rip the collar off. King, by this point you probably would be arriving.
I'll
This
probably
is
just
a
stand there
fucking
to see.
scene going, what the fuck? Get them off, get them off. Cut my hand off, I don't care. He begins biting at his hand, trying to, and they have to physically restrain him in that moment. And you can just see Legacy, from her back, you can just see the wings sprout and the horns extend. And she just puts her hand over the brace, and another hand, in this state, her hands are long enough that they wrap entirely around his neck. And she begins mumbling something. Who here speaks Infernal?
Me?
No,
Me, but
not me, guy.
not particularly comfortable about it.
Well, you understand what she's saying. Serpent Father, take these off my son. I break one more chain. And collar disappears. The brace on the hand disappears. And Legacy does not shift back from her more demonic form. He's just reaching for his neck and inhaling as if he can fully breathe for the first time in his life.
Lo wraps an arm around Kika, again to her other shoulder. Maybe to protect her, but really it's because he's just heard and reacting to what's going on. He's more or less doing it because he wants the hug from Kika.
Yeah, she
Well,
clutches
it's
him back.
instinct. You have this moment, they're there, and he's just mumbling to them. They made everyone. They made them all do so many things. We were building for her on the DH. We were helping her build an empire. None of us wanted it. None of us wanted it. It hurt so many people. And he's just pulling himself in entirely, like curling up with everyone around him, and he's just sobbing.
Just during this whole conversation, if anyone's within eyesight of Runara, she just during this whole thing, she just looks noticeably uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you just look down and go, "Oh damn!"
Like from the start of when he came back to the whole
I'll
thing. Not
pop down
specific.
behind Renara.
Not a specific thing that's being said, just the whole thing.
Yeah. I'll pop down behind Renara. Right there.
I would say as well that I'm supposed to say hurry. Wrong campaign. Lo will be
I want to help.
feeling-
I want to help.
Lo will be feeling.
Let me out. Let me out.
Lo will be feeling uncomfortable about it as well, but he'll be looking very pained, to say the least.
As this conversation is happening between them, eventually people begin, gathering at the far edges, like looking and wondering, until you can hear a gunshot go off, and there is Rockfen stood up. Everyone, fuck off! Every guard, you're going on advance posts now! Everyone's on lockdown, you're watching for everything! If so much as a fart happens out of place, you're keeping an eye for it! Move!
Give them a raise.
They just look over towards the family. I'm getting out, Betty. And they just turn and leave.
Just very gently gonna put my hand on Renara's shoulder. I'll turn visible.
I'll jump slightly.
You see that? They can take care of themselves.
It's just one. So many more.
Do it for one. They'll be okay. Try not to, I don't know, beat yourself up about it. And they could probably use a medic if you really feel like being useful. But they'll find a way. They're those kind of people. They'll find a way to save themselves.
Pose, what's your passive perception?
Oh, yeah. 11.
Just out of like the top left of your view, and Renara, you're like kind of looking back to it and see it. Just from one of the roofs, you just see a little spider just dangling down, little black spider, that just goes all the way back up.
But you knew that. I'll go back invisible and go back up on the roof.
You guys hear the clang of metal nearby, and you can just see two scimitars are laid down on the ground, and then a bow and a quiver. And then going visible, you can see Nezanar pulls back the hood. He just exposes his hands and closes his eyes, as Lacey just snaps her fingers at him, and a beam of energy smashes down on top of him. A moonbeam to make sure that that's Nezanar.
Ouch.
And as he's burning at the sides, well, okay, we're all good there. He just puts everything back. He moves towards the family quietly.
Lo mutters to himself, but presuming it's a moonbeam, he can see it.
Yeah, that was a moonbeam.
And you hear Rockfin saying it. He sort of mutters to himself. Probably he could hear it, hence why I'm saying it. Okay, 1, don't get Betty out. And 2, big bright beam of light from man is back. Okay, making notes.
He like moves over and is very quiet around them, and he's just the eyes. He looks across all of you, acknowledging you all. As he's just there, like a little bit of the side of his neck is just singed with radiant energies. He's just checking in. Looks over to where Renara is and just glances just slightly up once. Not in one specific position or making eye contact, more of a but this is good news. Despite everything. My lord, can I recommend you get him inside as soon as possible? And it might be an idea for her ladyship to invoke a mansion for an intermediate period. And from there, just keep an eye on him for a little while in a pocket space. Where's Gregor? And Sildar begins lifting up his son, like, you know, arm over the shoulder. I have a lot to talk to you about. And Nesnor has that moment of query confusion. It's just like puts a hand towards him. He left the sword on my table. And Nesnor's shoulders just slack back. Oh. Didn't even say goodbye. I might catch up to him, but you probably give me more, don't you? I can't ask you to stay and help me when he's going off to do that. I would love nothing more. But we, and he says that very pointedly, are not making you do it. You've paid your tithe back to me. Maybe not to everyone, but you've done it to me. If you need to go and help him, go ahead. But you would be a great help here. Make your choice. And he just begins helping his son. Very much of the case of like a post-boxing match guy helping up somebody out of a wheelchair thing of, this guy is tired and he's trying to lift someone he really shouldn't be lifting. Faith is to another side of him, trying to help with it, lifting it up. And yes, Posey.
Can I see this conversation happening from where I'm at?
Yeah, they're Sildar's not being relatively quiet. Nesnar slightly hushed, but you can kind of read the side of his lip.
Insight check.
Right. What fact?
I just wanna gauge Nezanar's where he's being pulled towards right now.
As in what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Okay, make an insight check.
Best insight roll I've ever rolled.
Best deception check I ever rolled from Nezanar, but he is not a liar. He just scares people into doing things he wants for them. There's a very distinct confliction in him when Sildar begins saying he could go, it's like the shoulders almost like raise up again, as if he's nearly ready just to shoot off. But the fact that he could be helpful here makes him hesitate. Do a bit here for a little while. I'll make sure all the usual spots are covered, and I'll make sure Rockfin keeps an eye on them with a few people, and a few of my wardens will do the same. And then I'm going. I have to follow him. So, do any of you bear in mind there is no pretense from Sildar as he's beginning, because you guys are between him and the castle with Prosperity. There's no pretense of it like a get out of the way, but you see an old, tired man lifting a very exhausted son. What do you do?
Still just kind of like dithering.
Care kind of just like steps forward, like one side, like hands out, and Prosperity looks at him. How have you not gotten bigger? I swear. And he just like puts an arm on his shoulder. Yeah. You changed more than me for once. Come on, buddy.
We should go.
Okay. It's okay.
Rickroll, keep an eye.
Okay. Yeah. He's got it. Whoosh. I don't know what to do.
Mom was trying to get you to go with Caleb.
I don't know.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. She's like unsure. It's like she wants to help, but she's not sure if she should or if she shouldn't. She's just, what did she want to say? What if I don't know what help I can do? I don't know what I don't know. I might just get in the way.
Just like you can just see like a hand kind of wavy out past Care, like trying to grab you out, hearing your voice.
Hi, it's me. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I think you're actually here.
You're okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was lying.
What?
She was lying.
Sure. Yeah. Lying. Sure.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still me.
Always you. Don't leave. Don't leave me.
No, I'm here.
Kind of just like waddle with them as they make their way in. Legacy, yes.
I'm interrupting so fucking much. I'm sorry.
You're great. I love you.
When they've left, the collar and the glove, that just like disintegrated?
Sorry, the which sorry?
The collar and the glove that he was wearing just like disintegrated?
Make an Arcana check if you want
Or
to.
vanished. Well, I more just want to see if it's still there, or any
it's
remnants
not there
of it.
anymore. No,
Okay.
it's not there. It's
I
not
mean,
there.
I'm making an Arcana check. Any knowledge is good knowledge, but...
Any knowledge is good knowledge. Are you sure about that, Marina?
What about curse knowledge?
This is my character of curse knowledge. Oh, I love my int mod. Oh!
Hey!
That doesn't happen.
What you're aware of is that the flash that was given off, you've only ever seen like a few times something similar to it. It is a form of teleportation magic. The collar and the bracelet were most likely displaced somewhere, and given the fact that they were begun with this color and this kind of shimmer of a conjuration kind of effect that then just got washed over by fire,
Probably the
you've got a
house.
ballpark of a few places it might have gone to.
Probably the house, right?
Probably the house.
Probably the
Mortis
house.
is probably looking at this going, who the fuck put this on my
The
grandson?
fuck is this?
Who put this on my grandson? I'm gonna kick their ass.
Bitch. Right, okay.
Hey, you fucking wanted them.
I just wanted to look at them. I'll try, while it's still in my memory, I'll take up my white notebook and I will. Actually, no, I won't. I'll do that later because I want to follow Nezanar for now. So
Okay.
I'll do that later. I'll shut the fuck up now.
Sorry to interrupt slightly. The bit between the just between Kiko and Prosperity there, the whole handle bit. When I see that, I walk off and just walk into town, and I'm gone.
Okay.
Will
What did I lose? What did I lose?
Nemo's dropped.
Nemo, I believe.
Nemo's trapped.
Oop. Wait a sec.
I would like to have the thought that after everything that Saranus went through, he's just been passed out in a bar somewhere, and he's only going to be waking up when he comes in.
He slept through
Sorry,
the front
I'm
bolt.
sorry, I thought you said barn with an N.
Barn.
And I thought that actually works as well.
Yeah, he's in a barn somewhere.
Oh,
So-
I don't know, it's maybe one of those country themed bars with
All good. It's all good.
cave as seats.
A bar called the Barn.
Just say an American bar. I mean, come on.
Yarr, Ricker. Posey, to answer your question, Nezanar follows the Wolf family.
Conflicted.
Which way's Renara going?
Renara's going into town, which would essentially be like going across the chasm, shall we say, like going around it, like around its circumference, and going into town.
Alright.
Are you making a Krauser? No.
I'm gonna follow Nezanar.
Ooh.
Sorry, Renara, I love you.
Single tear from normal squad.
It means I trust you.
Meanwhile, Lo will look physically like a spring has just gone off. And okay. But he will be not conscious that he's doing it, actually putting a hand towards Puck again. A little bit gentler than last time. Just sort of for comfort.
Just like you feel like an itty bitty hand, like more or less like around the top of your finger, like almost like leaning on it. That's crazy that I've seen this week. And given the fact we've already seen an encounter between two of the ladies, you know, the week needs to stop. The week needs to stop.
Do you know what else needs to stop?
What needs to stop?
People taking control of other people.
Yeah. Evil minds think alike sometimes. I just hope they haven't agreed on anything.
Please don't say that. Look, you and me need to do something very important now. We are following Spark.
Okay, let's be gay and do crimes. Let's go.
And to Das, that is code for always getting his new waistcoat code.
We're going to Spark first, then Whistle later. Riddick.
Is Faith still standing there, or is she walking?
She's kind of just been sat there for a minute, just like looking at her hands. Knelt down where she was. And you can just see like the corners very much. She's not wearing armor. Her armor is actually left down by the side. And the eye patch is off as well. And you can just see there's like a faint spark in the center, like a spiraling glow that's just slowly fading in the missing eye. And you can just see like the bottom of her knees are just like between stones and everything else have been cut and worn from the time she's been in there. And she just like sat there looking towards her hands. But she's not followed anyone in. Legacy's gone in with the gentleman.
No, it's good time or bad time. Like, you just brought back prosperity.
It's
Hey,
very
could you
bad
help
time.
me?
Do it.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just
she-
gonna-
She just rang, the higher ups. The hotline is still like, some still at the desk to answer probably.
Yeah. Just gonna kind of walk over and
Make
kind
an
of feel
insight check. Tell you what, make an insight check for yourself.
Alright.
From one of the two daughters that cannot hide any of their emotions. Yeah, and she definitely can't hide them there. There's a look of stunned joy on her face of just the fact that she was able to do it. It's a smile that she cannot get off the sides of her face.
kind of come over and kind of do like the sitting like this, where you put your legs underneath.
That's exactly the pose she's doing right now as well, so it works.
And basically just kind of go, Faith, I don't know if your father happened.
Riddick, sorry, I haven't, no, sorry, what about, just go back to the beginning, because right now, please go back to the beginning.
I mean, fantastic work. Fantastic.
That was not my doing, that was saying to a god, literally go and raid that bitch's house. More or less, but, it worked.
You're right.
It worked.
Still,
Means I
you were
can
able
do
to
it again.
get divine fury, or divine favor,
Intervention.
or that, yes. That being
So,
said,
yes.
did you happen to receive a message or anything from your father about me needing to possibly talk to you about something?
No. If he was going to send you a message, he sent me a message for you. Sorry. Send you. Did it again? Send me a message from him about you. He hasn't yet. It kind of got interrupted. Sorry,
Yeah.
my head is frazzled.
So, I feel like I have to. I feel like I've been contacted by a different god, normal.
Huh?
Or some other being.
Okay. Have you any idea as to how or why?
All I know is we went down into the ocean yesterday to fight something.
Yes, you're an adventurer. That's your standard MO. You went to a ridiculous place to fight a ridiculous thing, probably in the back of a ridiculous creature.
Yeah, but then something in the back of my head thought this was unnatural, and that it should not be in this plane or anything. And then for some reason I started thinking of planes, and somehow
Okay.
balancing. And
Okay.
and now I then got contacted to seek something out today.
Okay. Have you got anything else? Anything physical? Anything? Image? Anything?
Me.
Curls, just say it.
Naren, there was a fucking thing that you got. It's in your. It's behind your
yeah.
candle.
I'm like, I'm not saying it. Not saying it.
Use the thing where the thing is.
You can
You know
fly.
Thing. Fly is open.
I will say, I will be honest, I completely did not have it was in the back of my head.
You
I was
were
like,
so-
what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting?
Yeah. I
And it was
literally
like-
drew it. That's the only, and it's bled
Yeah.
through to the other page. That's the only
Where-
reason I used it, because
Where
it
are my
literally bled
keys?
through.
Where are my keys?
Yeah.
Where are my keys? I can't see my keys anywhere.
I'll pull out of my bag the.
It's in your chest
I-
cavity.
No, I had pulled it out of my chest cavity and then put it in my bag.
Right. Sorry.
That's what
Carry
it
on.
was.
But it started in his chest cavity.
Yes.
What that thing
Oh,
was
and
like,
also,
everyone
I
was
pulled
so
this out of my
happy.
chest.
She just takes a look at it. Huh. That's why checked in by that. Huh. Why did Primus? That's Primus' symbol.
Sorry, who?
Oh, I do not look at the planar ones regularly. There's too many of them in the fucking order planes as is to keep track of. Primus, he's a god of law and order, more or less.
Right.
He rules the plane of Mechanus. It's one of the. So if you were to think of it as like a neutral plane, like where you think of Mount Celestia, and then you think of the Hells, and then there's like the Feywild and it, when it's like the true order and the ultimate chaos. That's
Right.
it. This is Primus's ultimate law and order. Interestingly enough, he's been a god that I'm pretty sure has died once. But then he decided he didn't like dying, so he had one of his underlings become him, and he gained all his power. It was Orcus is a prick, but he couldn't even kill him. So, he's made a lot of really powerful planar things, and he's one of the reasons things like oaths and regency laws and rules of the planes are actually managed, because I think it was it's like a spell something, and after it, everything went to shit, and he was one of the people who began cleaning it up. Forgetting everything about some of these, but he made a lot of things with the goddess of magic at the time, and they more or less try to fix a lot of really messed up things in the planes. But if he's telling you, if you're getting a contact from him, he probably like is looking at you for something in regards to order, and a law's probably been broken and he's choosing you. Well, I mean, he's the god of the modern, so I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, he looks at you and says you're just a really advanced modern, which that's not me being bad, I promise. That's probably just how his logic function works, because like they started like the most simple fuckers, which have like one or two tasks they can do, and they get more and more complicated until you get to him. It's like if you, it's like the baby ones are like, if like think of it like a dragon well is the only way I can say it. Like in that, it's the most simple version, but it will remain that way for as long as possible until one of its higher tiers either gets promoted or dies, and then it will immediately become that, and something else will then manifest to become it and replace it. There's always a set number of all of them, and there's always one gets shifted up the ranks whenever one goes. And they get made in a factory in Mechanus as well.
Also, really quick out of character, this is really giving me low-key vibes.
Planes need to be kept in order.
Yes.
Wait till some fucker tries to mess with time. Now they're in the shit.
Oh, am I the only person who's now imagining Primus as Owen Wilson?
Wow, we did.
Oh no.
Wow,
No.
welcome to my paladins. Wow. I
Sorry.
see great potential in him. Give him a chance.
I'm sorry.
This just be like, if he turns on us, it's on you. Yeah, no. Wow. Okay, I'm not making Primus, one of the most powerful deities in all of D&D, into Owen Wilson, as much as I would love to. I'm
so
not.
sorry for bringing that up.
It's gonna be stuck in my head now, and all I can think of is just like the image of Primus with Owen Wilson's face, just right
No,
on it.
I'm sorry, I spoiled that. Carry on.
That's not good. Funny. Right. Anyway.
So you want to try and contact him. Well, we have a symbol which will make a commune very easy to do.
Right.
I'm just... So the thing about Odin is like a good chaotic. So how do I describe this? It's like asking a fae to contact a devil, in that one of them is like on one side of order and one is on one side of, like, one side is on law and order, one side's on chaos. In that way, you know, there's going to be a. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it's possible to do. It is possible to do. So we can try if you want to try and commune to him. But if we do commune, it'll just require, and I'm not looking at the chat for a reason. It'll just require us to figure out what you want to say before we go in, so that we're not hesitating on it. Because commune is not an easy thing to get any gods to contact with properly.
Right.
I mean, the only thing I really think of, because of everything with recent events of Plainier messing up and whatnot, my oath to Strawmess is still good, but it just doesn't.
It's not the purpose of the moment.
Yes.
And there's, well, you're not the first paladin to get two gods, calling them, but it's not impossible to worship or to follow the oaths in the quest of two. But
Right.
one oath is going to become your priority. The other one, like, how you carry out will now turn to like the way of the other one, if that makes sense. It's not super simple to do. And she's just like, there's a small bag next to like all the, like, there's like 4 or 5 plates of food that have just been half eaten or are old or moldy by the side of her. She just moves out of the way and just takes out the bag. This is going to cost a little bit, but nothing that, well, let's be real, I'm technically a princess. I can get away with just saying I want to spend it. Okay. And she's just looking at what is a very beautifully crystalline vial of holy water. And she takes out a censer bearer, like the kind of hanging down from the chains into a censer, and she just like pours the holy water in. I can begin this when you're ready. It's not going to be like a normal commune. Normally communes are like asking questions back and forward, but I can try to get you a little bit more, but it will not last long. You'll have like a minute in there, but it might be enough to get a connection through. Essentially, like, to more or less, like, it's like I'm trying to get you across a canyon, but you have the rope for both sides of it, and you've tied them off, but you just need to get thrown so it gets to the other side of the canyon. You have the thread across, and then that's a connection.
Right.
If you want to do this. Do you want to do this?
Yes, because it's the thing in the back of my mind that I cannot stop thinking.
Gods can be like that sometimes, where they just keep pushing you in the back of the head. Sometimes it can be very loud or very quiet, and neither are fun. Because it feels like it's one side of it is like the overbearing parent, and the other side is the parent who's not mad, they're just disappointed, and neither are fun.
Right.
Okay, so thankfully I still have foresight on me, thanks Mom. So let's give this a shot. She casts guidance on herself to begin, so she's got guidance and advantage. That was cocked.
See, she is smart.
12 plus, I want a d4 to that, and I'll just keep that roll in my head. That is 7 plus 3 is 12 to 20. 7, 12, 19 plus 3 to 22. Next roll. Motherfucking 12. Okay, so that's 22. Whittick, make a religion check.
No pressure, dude, but don't fuck it up.
Yep.
Well, why you gotta say shit?
Ooh,
See?
jinxed
How
it!
do you say shit?
Jinxed it!
I'm here to be a menace today, apparently.
You're here to cause problems on purpose. Because blue is
Yes,
the
I
perfect
am.
bean in this campaign. It's your job.
Wait.
I'm here to be a problem.
Yeah, you know, for a paladin, my religion sucks because I only have a +1.
I know that feeling as an int-based class with no int mod.
She's
That's
just
the
waving
problem.
the hand as the instance is there, holding the sense bear between the pair of you. And she begins muttering as she's holding the symbol to Odin and the symbol to Primus. And you just begin hearing. And you can see now the symbol in front of you. The cogs begin moving. They're not connected, but they're essentially where they would be connecting is perfectly overlapping so that it would, but they're all in like one point here, one there, one there. But none of them are connected. Like they're not actually tied, but they're now floating. 3 sets of 3 every time. 3 sets of 3. 3 counts, 3 takes. And then you begin hearing the sound of metal being struck, the sound of steel, the thrum of magic. And you can just see an impossible scape of brass and iron and steel and gold and platinum and mithril. Everything. This beautiful, it's almost overwhelming to the eye. This landscape, it's almost like an eternally large city that goes beyond your horizon and beyond it again. You feel as if it rolls back around you onto the other side, and it's just one, as if one dome, one world itself was just one city, just working. You can look down, you can just see thousands of perfectly moving little dots, moving into their places, moving in perfect synchrony, without fail. And you don't hear the next 3 clicks. And then you hear as it clicks back. Lost child, why have you come here? You look around, but you don't see a voice. You don't see an entity to voice come from. But at the same time, it is like it is omniscient in that it comes to you from both sides of your ears at the same time. But at the same time, the voice is from behind you and to the front. Lost child of Iron, welcome.
Answer your previous question. I come here to meet you and to maybe strike a new oath.
You wish to bring balance.
Yes.
You can just feel metal underneath your feet as your feet magnetize to it. That electric static feeling you felt from Kika earlier, shoot to your heels. But it's not forced. It's more just locked, kept, held, but not gripped. You feel like you could, if you chose, move your feet. You could step away. I have no need of oaths of fealty or mute. If you wish to serve Mechanus, if you wish to serve the primordial balance, you must be made whole again. can just look down to yourself and you can see the living wood throughout your body. You were crafted by one who would steal these teachings from another and made their own perverse variant. You were forged for war. I would forge you for balance. You will not receive this at once. This will be earned. You will know when it's right. There has been an imbalance, and there is one who would dare to attempt to craft her own plane, to break the rules of all that is set. And now, all at the same time, an individual looking around, you can just see this humanoid, androgynous figure with thousands upon billions of little threads of metal coming off from the backs of their head, all across them. The face is simple, but designed like it's old brass or copper. Like the first forged metals exist on their body. Primus looks to you. I need one who is not limited as my own chosen would be. My own chosen are made by my rules. These rules limit where their justice may be brought. But you can be inevitable too.
Right. I think I'm following.
You will feel a time when I will call on you for a request. I will need you to follow the order as given. There is one who lives near you, recently spawned from something that should not be. They delve in necromancy and aspire to become something far greater than they should ever have a right to be. I require your aid in disposing of this creature that lives close to you in the forests near Neverwinter Wood. There is a place called Cragmore Castle.
Sorry, the laughing's not in character. I had a fucking feeling it was gonna. A place near you. A place called Cragmore Castle. Something that spawned as it should not have. Oh, you mean because somebody decided to pick up a fucking card?
What fool could have done such a thing?
Whomst could cause such a thing?
What fucking idiot would
Ever do that? Right.
Do you accept this as your first challenge on your path of inevitability?
Yes, I accept accept the mission.
Good. I will guide you when you are closer. I do not take you from Stromos. Say this to note. I do not take from that which has already been sworn. There is an anger boiling within you in a way that is alien to those that I have crafted. But there is also a cunning. There is an intellect in you that is not done by my laws or rules. The mind will remain. But I have plans on the improvements of the form. Go. Complete the task, and when next you rest, your oath to me shall begin.
As I hear the king give a courteous bow, it shall be done.
And you're back in that moment next to Faith.
Right, okay.
Now we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
Hi guys, we're back, but we are going to end because we are 2 players down because Nemo disconnected and has not rejoined, so we're gonna end here and...
Blacklist got him.
Yep, he's gone, dead. Farewell, so long, auf Wiedersehen. We'll see you next week for whatever is happening all the time. Anything and everything, all of the time.
This isn't even... We've still got shit to do today in this gaze day. Gaze? Yeah, happy Pride. In this day's day.
We still got shit to do today in this game.
It's barely 8 o'clock.
Look,
Yeah, it's literally 8 a.m.
we just love doing things in gays, okay?
Yep.
Remember,
And on that
guys,
note, goodbye.
We'll see you next week,
Bye.
guys.
Pride.
Bye.
BK do crimes.